Welcome to Who Is, the channel where we dive deep into the lives of icons, legends, and the minds behind the myth. He's been called the Chosen One, the King, the greatest of all time. But behind the championships, behind the billion-dollar brand, behind the headlines, is a kid from Akron with a story that defies gravity. This is not just the story of LeBron James, the athlete. This is the story of LeBron James, the empire. So, who is he really? Let's find out. Who is LeBron James? The king who became bigger than basketball. He was labeled the Chosen One before he was old enough to vote. Crowned King James before he ever stepped foot on an NBA court. Praised, hated, doubted, worshipped, all before his first professional paycheck cleared. And yet, after more than 2 decades at the top of one of the world's most brutal industries, he hasn't just survived, he's thrived. LeBron James is not just an athlete. He's a mogul, a father, a businessman, a political figure, a cultural architect. But before all of that, he was a kid from Akron, Ohio, raised by a single mother, navigating poverty, pressure, and expectations few humans will ever know. LeBron Raymond James was born on December 30th, 1984, in Akron. His mother, Gloria James, was just 16 years old when she gave birth. His father, Anthony McClelland, was largely absent. Gloria raised LeBron on her own, moving constantly in search of stability. At times, they lived with friends, in apartments barely fit for living, in neighborhoods plagued by crime and instability. But Gloria shielded her son fiercely. And basketball? That was LeBron's escape. He first picked up a ball as a young child and never put it down. Coaches quickly noticed something unusual. This wasn't just a big kid who could run and jump. He saw the game differently, understood space, movement, timing, as if he had already played for decades. By the time he reached St. Vincent Street Mary High School, he was already a national phenomenon. ESPN covered his high school games. He appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 17 with the headline, The Chosen One. That title wasn't just hype, it was prophecy. LeBron skipped college and entered the 2003 NBA draft, going number 1 overall, to the Cleveland Cavaliers. The city, starved of a championship, placed all its hope on a teenager. From day one, LeBron delivered. He scored 25 points in his NBA debut, won Rookie of the Year. And with each passing season, his numbers rose, his game evolved, and his legend grew. But greatness brings expectation, and expectation breeds scrutiny. In 2010, after 7 years with Cleveland and 0 championships, LeBron made the most controversial decision of his career. In a live televised special simply titled The Decision, he announced he was taking his talents to South Beach to play for the Miami Heat. Fans in Cleveland burned his jersey. The media skewered him for ego. But LeBron wasn't just chasing glory, he was studying how to win. In Miami, alongside Dwyane Wade and Chris Bosh, LeBron became a different player. Sharper, more aggressive, more ruthless. He reached 4 straight NBA Finals, winning 2 of them. He silenced critics, refined his legacy. And after 4 seasons, he returned to Cleveland, older, wiser, hungrier than ever. In 2016, he delivered what many consider the greatest moment in Cleveland sports history. After trailing 3-1 in the NBA Finals against the 73-win Golden State Warriors, LeBron led the Cavaliers to an improbable comeback, winning Game 7 and clinching the city's first championship in over 50 years. He wept on the court. A kid from Akron had come home and fulfilled his promise. But LeBron's story doesn't end on hardwood. Off the court, he was building something bigger. He launched Spring Hill Company, a media empire aimed at telling culturally relevant stories. He produced documentaries, films, TV series, not vanity projects, but content rooted in empowerment, race, and community. He partnered with Nike on lifetime deals, launched Uninterrupted, a digital platform for athletes to tell their stories without filters. He wasn't just building businesses, he was building freedom. And he never stayed silent. While many athletes chose apoliticism, LeBron spoke out against police brutality, against systemic racism, against Donald Trump. He endorsed political candidates. He founded More Than a Vote, a non-profit focused on combating voter suppression. For some, it made him a target. For millions, it made him a leader. In 2018, he joined the Los Angeles Lakers, a move driven not just by basketball, but by business, family, and storytelling. LA gave him proximity to Hollywood, creative power, and a new challenge. In 2020, in the NBA bubble, he led the Lakers to a championship, his fourth. He became the first player in league history to win Finals MVP with 3 different franchises. But what truly sets LeBron apart isn't his stats, though they are absurd. As of this writing, he's the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. He's played the most minutes, made more finals appearances than most franchises, and remains dominant at an age when most players are retired or irrelevant. What sets him apart is his consistency, his discipline, his longevity. The fact that for over 20 years, he's carried the weight of fame, family, criticism, and pressure, and never cracked. He has no major scandals, no career-ending injuries, no dramatic fall-offs. He's not just a player, he's an institution. He also changed the power dynamics of modern sports. LeBron didn't just sign contracts, he negotiated leverage, short-term deals, player options, control over rosters. He brought friends into ownership groups, helped others build wealth, mentored younger players not just in basketball, but in business. He opened the I Promise School in Akron, a public school for at-risk youth, with free tuition, free bikes, meals, college scholarships, and support services for families. It wasn't just charity, it was legacy. And yet, he remains human. A husband to Savannah, a father to 3 children, including Bronny, now a player in his own right. A man who shares memes, listens to old-school hip-hop, dances awkwardly on TikTok, and makes dad jokes. Behind the brand is a person, and that perhaps is his greatest power. Because LeBron James isn't a myth. He's not some perfect machine. He's a man who learned to use pressure as fuel, who refused to be defined by expectation, and who turned every doubter into a footnote. Even as he approaches his 40s, LeBron continues to defy time. While most athletes fade, he adapts, adjusts, evolves. His game becomes more cerebral, his leadership more refined. He no longer needs to dominate every possession. He manipulates pace, reads defenses like a chessboard, and elevates his teammates without always touching the ball. He's become the professor of the NBA, teaching while playing, leading while scoring. Beyond the court, his influence expands into ownership. LeBron is part owner of the Boston Red Sox and Liverpool Football Club. His goal? To one day own an NBA franchise, ideally in Las Vegas. Not just to sit in a luxury box, but to build something, guide it, and reshape the league from the inside. It's not a question of if, it's when. And while his story already feels mythic, it's still being written. With every season, every investment, every public statement, LeBron is scripting a new chapter, one that goes far beyond trophies or stats. He's rewriting what it means to be an athlete in the 21st century, Not just a performer, not just a businessman, but a cultural force with lasting gravity. So, who is LeBron James? He's the greatest basketball player of his generation, a billionaire, a mogul, a movement. He's the kid from Akron who never let the crown crush him. He's more than an athlete, more than a businessman. He's a blueprint, a symbol, a king, by birth, by work, by will. And now, you know. So there you have it. LeBron James, the man who was dubbed the Chosen One by a magazine when he was still figuring out algebra, and somehow actually lived up to it. 4 championships, a billion-dollar empire, a public school for at-risk kids, and just for fun, the all-time scoring record. Not bad for a kid from Akron who, according to half the internet, was overrated by age 22. He's been compared to Jordan, criticized by politicians, booed by fans, and still showed up every night like it was Game 7. He doesn't drink. He barely sleeps. He trains like he's still being scouted. And yes, he posts cringy lyrics with the wrong words. But somehow, we forgive him. Because in the end, LeBron didn't just win games, he bent time, narrative, and legacy to his will. You don't have to like him. You don't even have to watch basketball. But if you've used the internet in the last 20 years, he's been part of your life whether you wanted him to be or not. This was LeBron James. And this is Who Is. Subscribe if you're tired of lazy surface-level bios. Tap the bell if you believe greatness leaves a paper trail. And share this with someone who still thinks LeBron flops too much. Because hey, they might finally learn something. See you in the next one.